We can now proceed into desurveying now that we have loaded all our drilling data. There are certain assumptions when we're doing desurveying. One of them is that, well, we have a caller for all our assays, or we have a survey for all our assays. So it's very important to have data sets or data tables that have matching drill hole IDs. So one of the things that we can do for checking just that is to use the rmsp.desurvey, and if I press tab, I can see Desurvey Check function. So this function takes 3 arguments. The first 2 are caller and survey data frames, and the last one is an interval data frame. And this could be also a list of intervals. As you can see, it's very common the case where you have multiple data tables. In our case, we have one data table for assay and another data table for the geological logs. So we might want to check all of them together. So let's give our caller data in here and survey data. And of course, we want to check both our assay and geolog interval data. So we can capture the output of this function into the check desurvey check, and we can now do a describe. Now, before I do a describe, let's just take a look at the output. So if I run this, what have I done wrong? So the name is typoing here, so it's survey. So there you go. The output of this function is the indexes of this table are the unique drill hole IDs that were found across all the data sets. And for the survey column, we are just saying that, well, do I have this drill hole in the survey? If it's true, then it's okay. If it's false, then it will return false, so that we know if we're missing some survey where we have interval data, there's no way we can run desurveying. We are going to get an error. So we can use this information to check our data and see what drill holes are missing, and perhaps do further cleaning of the data frames. If I want to summarize this, I could do a .describe, which is a pandas data frame function. And here we can see that we have 37 entries in every data frame. We have unique values on most of them. So that just means that we only have true for caller, so all the data is true. And we only have true for caller and survey. And we only have true for interval, 0, which is assay. So that means that for all the assays, we also have the IDs. But what we can see here is that for interval 1, which is the second interval data here, we have 2 unique values. So that means we have both true and false. And the frequency of the top, which is true, is 35. So that means we have 35 true. So 35 of the drill hole IDs in my geolog are also contained in the other data. And there are 2 of these to complete 37. They are not. So we could take a look into that. But usually if we do not have interval data for certain drill holes, that is fine. It's just not fine the other way around, where I do not have a caller for a given interval data. So in our case, we can go ahead and proceed with this data set, and we are not expecting to have any error with the desurveying.